Uh, I'm from Bangladesh and I'll be asking you some questions on behalf of Aquariums India, and so which will help our customers and fans who's following your company to know more about the hobby.
Sure, thank you.
So, which country you're from?
From United States, located in Houston, Texas.
Okay. So when a new person get into this hobby, what do you suggest him to go with? Is it with freshwater or reef tank?
I think a lot of it really depends on the budget, on how much money you have to spend for the hobby, because it's very important to have the right equipment. You don't have to have the most expensive brand, but to have the right equipment. And from there we can base a decision, because marine, you will need a little bit more equipment. It can be a little bit more expensive than a freshwater aquarium. So that's the first thing. And I find that with most people, they have an initial interest. Either they want the freshwater, or actually, let me rephrase that. A lot of times people will want the saltwater. They may think for certain reasons, but then they look at the budget, what it may take, and then they may go to a freshwater. So it really depends on the budget and making sure you have the proper equipment.
What filter media you suggest? What must-have filter media for a beginner marine setup?
For a beginner marine system, it depends a lot on the size of the aquarium. If it's a nano aquarium, there's many built-in filters on nano sizes, and you can modify that filter media, but it's important to have a biological filter media in there, some sort of either with a sponge or a porous ceramic material, some mechanical filtration as well, possibly a carbon, a small amount of carbon or a resin to remove phosphates from the water also. Medium to large sizes aquarium, the fundamentals are going to be having a adequate sized sump reservoir, and a protein skimmer and circulation. I think that's the entry level. And from there you can modify by having a sump that may possibly have a refugium, where you can grow macroalgae to remove nitrates and waste from the water. But those would be the most important things, when it comes to filtration.
What conditioners you suggest so that we can have the crystal clear tank like yours?
So for marine aquariums, I recommend using reverse osmosis water, or reverse osmosis deionized water. In the United States, and I'm sure in other parts of the world, the source water from the city can have high phosphates, it can have chlorines, chloramines, and have additives to that must be removed. So if you do not have a way of removing by using reverse osmosis or deionization, I like to use a product from CIPS Prime is very good at neutralizing all of the above.
What is your favorite 3 fishes?
My favorite 3 marine fish? That's a good question. I love the Royal Grama. It's always been one of my favorites. I love a powder blue tang, and I love a flame angel. I know those are easy answers. They're not super rare exotic fish, but to me the Royal Grama gives you the purple, the yellow, the powder blue. I love blue. It's one of my favorite colors. And then flame angels, the fluorescent orange. It's just a color that you do not see in nature for me in any other fish.
What is your favorite 3 corals?
My favorite 3 corals? Favorite 3 corals, I love elegance corals. In general, I prefer more LPS. So elegance coral. Torch coral would be another one. And I love various types of zoanthids, because of the colors and varieties. They're fairly hardy. You can get very creative with them in an aquascape.
Any suggestions on lighting on a reef tank?
Nowadays, it seems to be that we've migrated away from fluorescent lighting. In larger aquariums, we've migrated away from LED lighting, or excuse me, from metal halides. So there's so many options with LEDs. I think it's important to be mindful of when you're lighting your aquarium on the intensity of the light. So I recommend an LED light that you can control. So you can control the intensity depending on what types of corals you're growing, and also the depth and the size of your aquarium is important.